Hello, and welcome to another online session of the Acuity STAR application for the Schulich School of Medicine and Dentistry. My name is Paul Malcolmson, and in this session I will be walking through adding supervisory experience activities for a faculty member. Supervisory experience is considered to be a teaching activity, so I've accessed the STAR system, I've clicked on the teaching activity subject area, and then clicked on supervisory experience. You'll see there's a record already in here, and by all means please leverage the clone button. It will save you quite a bit of time entering in records. Typically supervising tends to be happen in the same location with the same faculty, like your faculty department and division are the same, and maybe even the program type, the type of supervising that you're doing is the same. So leveraging the clone button will save you quite a bit of time. But in this case, for this example, we will start from scratch. So we'll start the add new. This is a very busy screen. Please just note that there are only a certain number of fields that we really intend to capture. Supervisor experience can be formal or informal. And for the more informal experience, you might not have a student name. So in this case, if that's not the case, you might safely put something like resident or something like that. It might also be something that you're not able to keep track of because you're supervising many residents or many students, and the fact of recording every single name would just become impossible almost. So putting something like resident would be absolutely okay in that regards. If you do have the supervising name and you are able to record it, then by all means. In this example, we'll use resident. So you'll see that there are some values in here. These are department specific, so you might not have all of these values, but typically you'll see things like resident supervision for postgrad, maybe helping or supervising someone to doing their master's level graduate research, undergraduate research supervision, postgrad student supervision. In this case, we'll pick resident supervision for postgrad. And then the faculty, department, and division tend to be your area. So for the most part, it will be, and almost always, it will be Schulich, and then the department that you work in, and then if that department has divisions, you're able to record that. Then there's the role. So this is your role as a supervisor. So again, these are department specific, so you might not have all of these values, but typically these would be the values that you'll see. So if we've already selected as the program type resident supervision, then you could be their resident research supervisor. You could simply record it as their primary supervisor, whatever makes sense for the type of supervision that's being done. I do know one of the program types would be for fellowship, for being a supervisor for a fellow, so maybe that makes sense. In this case, we will pick the primary supervisor. Formal is an indicator that says that this was a formal supervisory experience, so maybe more in terms of their master's research. And then if there are any, you're able to record any collaborators. If you work with any other faculty members, you can record their names there. Number of encounters per year would be approximately how many times you met. When did this start? And marking July to June, so this would be an academic year, would be a fairly standard way to record that. The total hours of contribution would be maybe if you've met seven times and each time was 2 hours, you could put 14. If there were any reviews that you received or an evaluation you received as part of this, you're able to put that value in. I typically don't see that value, but maybe you do receive that. So then the position would be primary supervisor. Institution organization typically would be Western. And then at this point, you're effectively done. It's the other values and the other drop-down menus are to show what was the student studying, what was their program of study, did they receive any awards, when did their degree start and end. Again, once you've recorded this as your supervising, this is the bulk of the information we're looking at, capturing the fact that it was a resident, that you were supervising them, you were their primary supervisor, how much did it happen, or how many, like what was the level of effort, when did it happen, and at this point you're basically done. You can click save. You're able to save that record. You'll see it show up in the drop-down, and then obviously you're able to move forward. We're either recording new records or using the clone value to copy that record to save yourself some time entering records. Hopefully this shows you how and the proper decision making for entering supervisory experience. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to your STAR coordinator. Have a good day.